Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good day to all of you. So I am Suzana Hassan and the other co-authors Muhammad Qadri bin Qalib Jati and Nur Shafizah Zainal Abidin. Okay, so as for today, I would like to present the paper titled The Impact of COVID-19 on the Malaysian Stock Market, covering for the finance sector. First and foremost, okay, we start with the abstract. Okay, so novel coronavirus, okay, outbreak since December 2019, okay, and it has affected more than 1 million people to this day. Okay, so the severe impact of the coronavirus, okay, has affected the world economy, including Malaysia. Some countries have implemented lockdowns, okay, in order um, to restrain the virus, okay, from spreading, and this will be affected businesses heavily, especially in the financial market. Okay, so as for this study, the dependent variable that will be used is the Kuala Lumpur Financial Index, while the independent variables are the numbers of COVID-19 daily cases, the numbers of the COVID-19 deaths, okay, the volatility index, and the Brent crude oil price. Okay, so therefore this paper will be including the Brent crude oil price, okay, the COVID-19 cases, and the COVID-19 deaths. Okay, so the paper will focus on the impact on how the COVID-19 virus will be affected toward the finance sector in Malaysia. So this sector, or the financial sector itself, okay, it mobilized the savings and allocated the credit, okay, in which that it has significant contribution in raising people's standards of living. So the sample period that we'll be using in this research is covering from the 1st January up to the 31st July 2020. Now we move to the introduction. Okay, during March 2020, World Health Organization announced the COVID-19 outbreak as pandemic. So more countries like Spain, Germany, and South Korea also have implemented the lockdown in order to protect the people from the virus. Okay, other than that, the businesses operations are halted. Okay, in which that it stopped temporarily. Okay, and some of the people are losing their jobs. Okay, industries such as aviation, oil and gas, and leisure facilities are the most impacted, okay, by the COVID-19, as people are not going out and no business will be allowed to open, okay, according to Lee 2020. Okay, so other than that, most economists and analysts were shocked, as they are expecting Malaysian economy to be contradict, okay, during this pandemic, okay, according to Yusof 2020. However, Bank Negara Malaysia forecast that the economy to have a deep contraction in the second quarter of the year before recovering in the third quarter. So therefore, this research is conducted due to the concern of the COVID-19 outbreak affecting the stock market. Okay, based on SASA 2020, the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic is said to be severe than the great financial crisis during 2007 up to 2008. Next, the main gap in this existing research is the lack of the comprehensive view on how many of the sectors are affected by the COVID-19 in the Malaysian stock market, according to Lee, Muhammad, and Chan 2020. Okay, so other than that, the financial sector has higher chance of being affected by the COVID-19, okay, in which that the asset quality and liquidity problems are the two significant factors in determining the profitability and the sustainability of the performance of the sector. So although the banking sector is said to have better stand in restraining the uncertainties, the pressure of the pandemic itself also has the remarkable consequences towards the sector. Okay, other than that, the uncertainty of the COVID-19 virus at the beginning of this year, we can see we can see by the downtrend of the Kuala Lumpur Composite Index, KLCI, okay, in which that the Bursa Malaysia closed at the points of 1239.01 points on the 18 March, as the coronavirus outbreak has spread has spread. Okay, and then these stocks in the financial sector such as public bank, CIMB, Mi Bank, and other stocks or other blue chip stocks also down, dragging in the index even more. Okay, according to Star 2020. Therefore, this paper is intended to identify how the COVID-19 cases, COVID-19 index, volatility index, and the Brent oil price will affect towards the KLCI. Now we move to the literature review part. Okay, so here we go to the first variable, okay, which is Malaysian stock market or the Kuala Lumpur Composite Index, okay, for the finance sector. So this research paper, okay, are using the comparison of the comparisons of the SARS pandemic to the COVID-19 pandemic. Okay, so this is due to the similarity of the symptoms and lack of the research on the COVID-19 during the time. Okay, so according to Johnson and Plummer 2020, SARS outbreak has caused the global damage estimated more than USD 50 billion, which equivalent to 1% of the growth rate of China. Okay, so this action it will took to prevent the virus from spreading has affected most of the business as well as the financial market. Okay, so other than that, okay, according to the research done by Ali Nasir and Abidin 2010, okay, found that Malaysian stock market is overreact to the SARS outbreak. Okay, otherwise government intervention with the movement control order MCO has positive and significant with the stocks returns. Okay, some of the researchers stated that the MCO is a good effort by the government to prevent the spreading of the virus together with the economic can be stimulus and can be improve, okay, the market sentiments and give positive impact to the Malaysian stock return itself. Next, we move to the second variable, okay, Kuala Lumpur Finance Index and the COVID-19 daily cases. So research done by Lee, Mohammed and Chan 2020 is on the impact of the coronavirus pandemic towards Malaysia, China and United States stock market. So the researchers believe that the COVID-19 cases in China and US, okay, will impact the performance of the Malaysian stock market. So the research is using the regression analysis and resulting that the numbers of COVID-19 cases has negative impact on the KLCI and the sectoral index, okay, except the plantation sector. Okay, so the third variable, okay, is regard to the Kuala Lumpur Finance Index and the COVID-19 deaths. Okay, so one of the research done usually combine the COVID-19 cases and the deaths, okay, as one variable, as the impact of both variables are usually similar. So therefore, there is a limited studies that focus on the COVID-19 deaths that can influence the stock market in this. Okay, so other than that, some of the other researcher concluded that the rates, okay, index is defensive during the pandemic. The next variable, okay, that covered in this research is based on the volatility index. According to Lee, Mohammed and Chan 2020, India research the impact of the COVID-19. Okay, the findings shows that all the indices are affected by the higher financial volatility by using the regression analysis. So the volatility index represented by the CBOE VIX shown significantly negative with all the indices in the Bursa Malaysia except for the REIT index. So however, the movement control order MCO has greatly impacted the index as retail business are halted for months. The last variable is Brent oil price. So based on the research done by Nordin and Ismail 2014, okay, their research, okay, shows the impacts of the palm oil price on the Malaysian stock market performance by using the co-integration, found that the palm oil price was positively and significantly affect with the stock market. Okay, so the researcher believe that the correlation between the two variables will be significant due to the status of the palm oil exported. Now we move to the theoretical framework. So this is the research framework that using in this study, okay, which on the left hand side is all the independent variables, okay, and the right hand side is the Kuala Lumpur Finance Index, the dependent variable. As we can see here from the findings, okay, for the multiple linear regressions results, okay, so it can be seen here. It can be seen here. The R square for this research is 87.08%. Okay, means that it shows that 87% of the variable can be independent variable can be explained by the dependent variable, and the balance of the 23% will be explained by the other variables. Okay, so other than that, we can see from the probability here. Okay, out of there are 3 out of 4 independent variable are significant with the financial index. As for the multicollinearity, okay, to show the variance inflation factors, okay, we can see that all the independent variable is less than 5, which are 2.5298 for the numbers of COVID-19 daily cases, okay, 1.7955 for the numbers of COVID-19 deaths, and 1.8958 for the volatility index, okay, and 2.4928 for the Brent crude oil price. So therefore, it can be concluded that there is no multicollinearity exists in this regression analysis. As for the discussion and the conclusion, okay, so the results of the study shows that there are 2 explanatory variables, okay, that have which are COVID-19 deaths and the Brent crude oil price, okay, so positively correlated with the financial index, okay, while the numbers of COVID-19 daily cases and the volatility index are negatively correlated with the financial index. Okay, so the result obtained in this research is also supported by the previous research done by Lee, Mohammed and Chan 2020. So other than that, this result also obtained that and also be confirmed that the effect of the daily cases and the death numbers on the stock index in this is differ. So as for the future research, okay, so this research has limited resources to be referred on, and it is recommended to continuously update the numbers of the observation, okay, and then investors also advised to be using the period of the data, okay, after the MCO as well. Okay, and the next one is references. Okay, so these are the list of the references being using in this study.